Jeannie.
There we go. You know, it's kind of trite to say the trail of destruction, but that's exactly what you're looking for right here. This is all of this heavy stone broken up at Memorial Park. Storm expert meteorologist Tim Deegan and I are here in Riverside, and everybody is out here taking pictures. I mean, we have seen Jacksonville make national headlines this morning, all today, because of the historic flooding all over town.
And we call ourselves the River City by the Sea because in many ways they're both connected and we are connected to it. Now this is an example here of not just a flat water flood, but the fact that this is the north end of the St. Johns, and as Irma went away, we had winds out of the south gusting to over 60 miles per hour. We probably had 4 to 6 foot surf. So then not only did we have 3 foot of river coming over, we had 4 to 5 foot surf, and that's probably what caused some of the most significant damage to people along here. Now, let's have a little bit of good news, right? And that is that we've continued to see the river drop inches by inches. Now, for those of you who don't live along the river or downtown, yesterday morning when we went from high tide to low tide, nothing dropped. Nothing dropped at all. Well, not only is the river now at high tide below its banks, but we're beginning to see it drop during low tide. That tells us something significant beyond the fact that it looks good. That means that it's getting to Mayport and it's going out into the ocean. And you feel the breeze?
I do, and it feels good.
But here's the point. It's from the setting sun. That means it's west. And that means the ocean will actually drop a little bit below normal. It's going to take a while, but that's more good news because all of the estuaries and creeks connected to this beautiful river, this gets to flow out a little bit faster.
That's all looking good. Of course, we have team coverage for you tonight from southeast Georgia all over northeast Florida. And you know well, there's one really big area of concern right now, and that's Black Creek.
We're talking about a record flood.
And it's gorgeous there. First Coast News reporter Jason Rantala is there, and it is always pretty, I say that, but right now folks can be on edge. Jason?
That's right, Jeannie. The creek crested this morning at 28.5 feet. If you take a look, you can see just how deep it is. Not too far from us, it goes up to these 2 mailboxes here. Now, it has receded quite a bit since our last live shot just a few hours ago. If we can pan a little bit right, you'll see this utility wire here. The water was fairly well past that. If you push further down the road there, you can see all that debris. That is how far the river came up when it crested. So you can see it appears as if it's already come down quite a bit, although the county said that it likely wouldn't start receding until Friday. Now, there are still plenty of rescues going on today. Florida Fish and Wildlife, or rather the Florida Wildlife Commission, as well as the Clay County Sheriff's Office, as well as Clay County Fire Rescue. And an interesting fact, we mentioned earlier that the authorities, the local, state, and federal, the county saying they rescued 173 people within 12 hours yesterday, including just under 15 pets. So it just goes to show how many people really needed help. We talked to a few of those people today that rode out the storm in their homes. We're going to hope to tell you some of their stories coming up at 6, how they rode out the storm. They didn't expect it to get this high, but it did. And unfortunately, they lost a lot of valued possessions. We'll hope to tell you some of their stories coming up at 6. For now, live in Clay County, Jason Rantala, First Coast News, on your side.